Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we're doing our top 10 essential games list.
Yes, this is a list we have been wanting to do for a while, but it's very hard to put together.
Oh, you don't say. I've struggled so much making this list. And we have to do talk a little bit about what this list means.
Yes, what is an essential game?
You're asking me?
Yes, okay, so Cinema, what is an essential game?
Well, this is not like top 10 games that are essential to me.
No?
I feel like this is what I think is essential games that could fit all games collections.
All game collections.
So this is not my personal opinion. This is the 10 games that I would keep, but I would keep these 10 games also, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing for me is that this is not like if you could only own 10 games. This is more coming from us or coming from me. What would I feel that would be a good start of a collection or a good collection to have? Like these are collection essentials. Like if you are starting out and you see our channel and you feel like, oh, I like these kind of games, sounds fun, then these 10 games will speak to you. I think if you like, of course, if you are an RPG or if you are heavy into thematic war games, then these will not be essential to you, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that is kind of the gist that I have gone out for. I'm trying to do a varied little collection. As I said, it's not like you can only own these, but I think like if you go out, if you have no board games and you go to buy these, you will probably, some of them will be too hard, some of them will be okay, and you will have for different kind of game nights and different persons and different player counts and all of that.
Yes, I thought when I made this list, I thought, okay, what is a great something to have for both new, but also that's interesting for more experienced players.
Yes.
If you have if you only own these 10 games, I think you would be happy for a long time.
Yes,
I would.
So probably you're gonna disagree with most of our choices. So let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think are what is your kind of top 10 essential games. So what do you call it? What is an essential game to you?
Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yes.
Should I begin or you begin or?
Paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors.
Paper, scissors. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I didn't do rock because it was only paper, scissors.
That was my
so
thought
you
as
are
well.
beginning.
Yes, I am. Okay, so the first game is Seven Wonders.
Okay, so we have to say, these are not ranked.
Yeah.
It's just like random ranking.
Random ranking. I think Seven Wonders is a great game for all collections just because it goes up to 7 players, which is really valuable to have. And it's not a long game with 7 players as well. It's great for down to 3 people.
It is. I think it's best with 3 basically. You don't need more than that.
That is true. So if you're only playing 2-player games, Seven Wonders might not be for you. But this is a great game to have in a collection. We played it recently with someone who hasn't played a lot of games and they got it really fast. There's a little symbols and stuff that you have to get into, but other than that there are expansions for the games. I think this is interesting for both new and old players.
New and old players, that is true. And the joy now of this not being ranked is that I can just pretend now that my number 10 is also Seven Wonders.
Crossover dance.
It was somewhere else on the list, but it's very easy to get crossovers there, like crossover dance. Woo, woo, woo.
This is gonna be the list with most crossover dances.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have many crossovers.
But you have Seven Wonders on there as well.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go off and cross that off the list so I don't do it later. Okay, so
my number 1, the Seven Wonders.
Back to you now.
Back to me.
You don't really need to say numbers. You can just say the next one because we don't really have.
And then
yes,
we
I agree
have
with you.
Terraforming Mars. This one I don't think is on your list. Terraforming Mars is an essential game, for me. I think this is a great game to have in a collection because of all the variability in the cards. I also like the variable player powers that you get that really gives you an angle for that game. There's a lot of expansions to it, which is a plus when you have a smaller collection. Or in any game. I also think it's really interesting, the race feeling that you get. You have to get those 2 oxygen in and get points for that before you do, because I see you can you're setting yourself up, and soon we're not gonna get more points for oxygen. So a really great game, I feel like.
I think it might be a bit too complicated for being like an essential game. Like if you start out with it, I think it's a bit too complicated.
Then you're gonna hate my list. No, but I think if you're getting these 10 games and you're starting with Terraforming Mars, you're going to have a hard time. But you can work yourself towards.
I think we're gonna have very different lists now.
Yeah,
But that's fun. So you get 20 essential games that you can choose from.
Or 19 because you've done.
Don't go counting like that. It's going to be horrible after a while. Next up for me then is going to be Azul.
Yeah.
This is and you can choose any of the three. Like I think Azul or Summer Pavilion. We decided just in Keeper Call, we decided to keep Summer Pavilion. So that is my Azul of choice. But the original is a tad bit simpler, so you can choose basically which one appeals to you the most, which one looks.
I will jump on your train here and go crossover dancing with you.
Okay, so I'm not even allowed to talk Finnish with my game.
No.
And
Now I'm going to talk about it. No, you can do it. Yes, yeah. But I wrote Azul Summer Pavilion, but regular Azul is also fine. What?
No, nothing. So, Azul is a great one. I'm just trying to go where I was before you jumped in with your choice. You see, I did it at the end of your speaking. I was like, might be better flowing, but it's okay. I still like you. Okay, so Azul is I don't know what to say anymore. Azul is good.
Yeah, it is good.
And then you went Azul, so it's me again.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's really important to remember this.
Yeah.
Okay, next up for me is Pictomania.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Because I was like, okay, we need to have a party game here. People like drawing games. I don't like drawing games, but I like Pictomania. That's the name of the game, right? It is Pictomania.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I was like...
If you're meaning that game.
The drawing game by Wallace Wall.
If you're meaning another game, then Pictomania is the wrong game.
Oh no, it was Fear for Odin. No, Pictomania is a very good, fun, wacky drawing game, and you can make it easier if you play with kids. You can make it harder, or like play the normal game when you play with adults or more grown-up kids. And it's just a lot of fun. You don't like if you're very good at drawing, it might be worse in this game. So it is a very, very much fun game. It plays up to 6 players. I'm pretty sure a lot of fun in this one.
I love like how the difficulty scales in this game. First you're drawing really simple stuff, and then you're drawing like myth or legend, and you're just like, what? How are we even going to differentiate stuff? I really like that. I can go to another party game as well.
Okay.
This is my like party game of the list. For me, it's Good Cop, Bad Cop.
Okay.
And the reason I've chosen this is because a lot of the party games I like, weirdly enough, includes some like social deduction or role-playingness.
That's really weird because you hate social deduction in all games.
But Sheriff of Nottingham, for example, or One Night Ultimate Werewolf. But I see why that is not for everyone. But I think Good Cop, Bad Cop is a game that like everyone can have fun with.
Yes,
because you're guessing, like you're revealing other information, like finding out if they're crooked or nice cops.
Nice cops. Or a good cop or bad cop.
Yeah, and keeping that information to yourself, and then just finding out, oh, you're not on my team, then I have to shoot you, and then you have these awesome items
that you can... for kids.
Oh no, but then you can like come in and grab my gun, and it's just like last time we played it, we had a lot of fun, and all sorts of crazy thing was happening, and we had a lot of good love. So I really enjoyed this game.
Not a very friendly theme, but a very fun game.
Expansions for it as well.
Next up for me is, I was like, okay, another genre I think is important to have is a deduction game. So that is for me Cryptid. Because it is not my favorite deduction game, but it's a very simple deduction game. It has like one kind of thing, but most deduction games have that where somebody knows something, so they have to play correctly, and that can screw up the game. But it is a very, very smooth playing, very simple to play deduction game that I think is very good. I think you should own.
Oh yeah, I think Cryptid is really nice. It's one of the more like in that deduction genre, one of the more simple ones, but you really have to keep your head in the right, like you have to keep your head cold. Is that a saying in English as well?
I think so.
Yeah, because like
I don't know.
When we played with one of our friends, he did a mistake, and then like everything crumbled because
that friend was my mother. But yeah.
I thought it would happen the other time. Yeah.
But yeah, you can call her friend. It's nice. but yeah, it was
She's
my
our
mother.
friend. Yeah.
Yes.
But
I would like call her my mother first and then a friend. I was like oh yeah, we were
I'm
with
just,
some friends
just
of mine.
trying to pretend that we have friends.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, all the friends that we play games with.
Some older friends.
Okay, so do you have a game now?
Yeah, I do. Then we have my next game is Grand Austria Hotel. This is one of my favorite games though, but I think it's a very versatile... What? You're just smiling. Okay. I think it's a very nice game to have in a collection because I love the dice drafting in this game. I think it's really nice. And also trying to get these guests to eat with you, making them some strudel and some coffee and some cake. I think it's a nice theme to this game. And also the scorings on the Emperor track varies a little from time to time, but it's a fairly simple game. Enough meatiness for what?
Did you make the top 10 next step games list on mistake?
We've already done the Gateway Games list. No, I really have to stress this because we've done it. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. It's a great list. And I saw my list and I was just like, I can't make the same list.
No, but this is my top 10 gateway game list.
No. So
These are my top 10 essential games.
Yeah, I don't. But if I would make like an essential gateway game, that would basically be my my gateway game list.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just did it differently, and that's fine.
That's fine.
We will see who. Probably people disagree with you more because they like you more. So next up for me, are you done?
I have better games.
No. Next up for me is I almost put Carcassonne here because I think a tiling game is a good thing to have.
Yeah, it is.
But I put Isle of Skye instead because then you add the tiny little kind of bidding thing there where you choose a price, so it's a bit more going for it, so you can have fun with it a bit longer. For me, I know Carcassonne is a pure strategy game, but it's even more also so that you can play with different mechanisms in these 10 games.
Oh yes.
I added that, so.
I like that game a lot.
It's good. It has some expansions. I haven't played those, but it has that. It is basically a tile laying game with bidding for the tiles. So very fun game, Isle of Skye.
That's a really nice game. I like it
Yes.
a lot. Also, I have a
Next
tiling.
for you is the galleries.
I did a little differently take on the tiling. I combined it with city building. So this is Quadropolis.
Okay, cool.
We recently played it for one of our Keyboard Call videos, and I had a lot of fun playing it.
It's a great game.
It's a great game, and you also have the what do you call it? The complex? No, the expert.
Yes,
no,
it's
yeah.
another basic and an expert.
Advanced mode, which makes it a little more interesting for more experienced players as well. There is an expansion for the game. We haven't played that one yet.
We have it.
Which makes this I think it's nice to have a city builder in your collection, and it was I was just should I do Suburbia for this one? But I think Quadropolis is maybe my favorite of the simplicity that I wanted for this list.
Quadropolis is
Together with
the heaviness.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna do my city builder.
Yeah.
Which is Suburbia.
Yeah.
I think Suburbia, when it has that tile placement or placing adjacent, and it is such a thematic game. It's one of those games that's the thing. This was before I always loved dry Euros. Before beige was my favorite color and the color of my heart. I just kicked on this. I remember seeing Tom Wassel reviewing Suburbia, and he was like, and everything makes sense. I want this game, and I got it. And it is that interaction of the tiles is so fun. The interaction of the other players' suburbs are really, really fun. And it's coming a new version now where the box looks horrible, but the game hopefully looks better. And it is just a very fun city building game. Not too hard, but you have to balance a couple of different resources, and it is a lot of fun.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so next up we have Castles of Burgundy. This is another tiling game, and I don't think this list could have be complete without a Stefan Feld in it for me personally. This is one of the games that we've talked so much about this game.
Yes.
We're done talking about this game. Almost.
So I'm just gonna come in and say that I also have it on my list.
Yeah, nice.
So how did you feel about that?
No, it was all right because I know where I'm going with my sentence.
It's on my list. It's not just a joke. It is on my list.
It's best with two, and I have not included any pure two-player games in this list. I've been like more like Grand Austria Hotel is also great with two players. This one is also great with two. I like the option of could playing it could have been that I can play it with more people.
More player games.
More player games, but it's very good with two, and I think it's enough crunch for more experienced players.
Yes.
But also, this is one of the games that I first got into when I played board games. I didn't think that was too complex, and also because of the dice rolling, you have like a chance of winning even if you're a new player. I think.
Yeah, even though like if you're good at the game, you will probably win against somebody who's not good at the game.
Yeah.
But we need to do the crossover dance.
You have it on your list.
I
as
have it
well.
on my list.
Yeah.
And now it's your turn.
Oh, it's me again. Yeah. This is a little bit confusing since we're not doing any numbers.
But I feel like this is one of the few lists where we can actually do this because it's so weird if you do the Kosoburger. Like I can just do it now because it is on the list.
Then we're going into Heavy Land. No, I was on Board Game Geek and I thought like 3 isn't that heavy, is it? Maybe it is. Bros is here for me. Both Bros or Birmingham, like Lancashire or Birmingham. Maybe Lancashire is a little better with new players, but I like them both. I think this is a very crunchy game. I think this is one that absolutely blossoms when you played it a few times, and that is also what I think is nice for an essential games collection, that you have games that also stay interesting after a lot of plays. Yeah. And Bros is definitely one of those games for me.
Absolutely. And I feel that it's really fun. We didn't plan this at all, but I feel that our list really complements each other well.
Oh, yeah.
Like mine is even more like focused on being maybe the first 10 or being like a good foundation. And then like if you haven't played many games, maybe so far my list is better. And if you play a few, then maybe your list is better.
Because when I made this list, I was just like, this is a list to grow old in, you know?
Yeah. It's really, really good.
You can't live like in a tiny little cottage forever. It's nice when you're a student, but when you're getting older, having a family, you need some better, like more space. And that list is kind of that. It starts with some smaller games and also some simple ones, but then you also have Bros, which can be very tough to play. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. Like, and it's also this is one of those lists where it makes sense that we have different lists because we talk about like the premise, but then we will end up thinking about it a bit different, and that makes it even more interesting. It also maybe makes the list a bit strange, but the video a bit strange, but it makes it you will hear about more games basically.
Yeah. Basically.
So you didn't put any 2-player only games. I put one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that now. It's Patchwork.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, it is. It's just like it's a quintessential 2-player only game. It's one I will always keep, and it is just a pure fun game.
Yeah.
And like there are a few games on here that are, as you said, best with 2, but this is one that is only 2, so it's like a great evening if you just want to play something light but still have a bit of crunch. Great game, Patchwork.
Yeah, I'm going to do another Uwe Rosenberg as well. I've done a little other game from his. This is Le Havre.
Okay.
And I thought also we need to have a Uwe Rosenberg game. You don't need that in your collection, but I kind of do. And if you wanted to keep one Uwe Rosenberg games other than Patchwork, because that is also great, I think Le Havre is a great game. I think that all the different action spaces that you can go to with your like one worker or something are really nice, and those are a kind of random what order. It's been a long time since I played it, so my Norwegian brain are like scrambling
trying to find what's going on.
I think you have all of the buildings in a game, but they're in random order, or do you have some
depending on the number of players, but then they come up in a bit random order in the 3 rows, and then they also come up when somebody buys them or they get built.
Oh yeah.
So it depends on how players are playing basically.
I just like the
replayability.
Thank you.
Yes.
In this game, and also how you collect resources. That the longer you wait, the more resources there will be, but the higher the chance that someone goes in and grabs them. So this is one of my favorite Uwe Rosenberg games.
Okay, so I only have 2 games left. I don't know how many you are because I don't know if we... You only have one
So
more. It's
we've
correct.
done
then.
it
Yes.
correctly.
Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my worker placement game, which is I thought about doing like a very low level, but this is a bit more high level, and also adds a couple of more mechanisms. So this is Manhattan Project Energy Empire. We just play this now, and it's just like it's a very good game, and it has adds a lot of different ways to play. It adds the dice rolling, so you get if you like dice rolling. I don't like dice rolling that much, but it doesn't matter here. It doesn't bother me here. So you have that. A lot of things going on, and it's a very quick game. It is kind of easy to play, has a lot of different ways to build an engine, and it goes up to 5 players, so a lot of positive things to say for that game. And that is some of the reasons I think it's a game you should own.
Yeah,
Essential.
it's a great worker placement game. My last game on my list is also a worker placement game, and this is Architects of the West Kingdom.
Yeah, that's kind of in the same
yes.
vein, yeah.
And this is also a game with variable player powers, which I really enjoy. That gives you like a direction for what you want to do. And the clever thing is that when you go to a worker space, it's not blocked, so more people can go over there, and you can also go there again. So, and the action gets better depending on how many workers you have there. And if people think you're too greedy, they can send you guys to prison. So it's about that balancing. I just think it's a really great game in so many ways, and it's one of my favorite worker placement games.
Awesome. So I'm kind of surprised you didn't have any co-op games on your list.
Yeah,
so
actually.
the Lost for me.
Good Cop Bad Cop is a semi-co-op game.
It's a team game, yeah, it's true. The Lost for me is a co-op game, so I was like, okay, we need a co-op game. Which one should it be? And I was like, oh, you should also have a legacy game. So this is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Because then if you have not played Pandemic, you can just play Pandemic in the beginning. You can do that as many times as you want before starting the campaign, and then you can play it through. This would not have been on the list if it was kind of like a only own 10 games. But I think this is an amazing experience, and I think that it will kind of round up all of the other experience that I have curated in this list, which is more of a different kind of games list than a Euro game list. So
I did a very Euro-y game list, but I think it's really nice to have a co-op game in the mix. I didn't think about that actually, which I should have done, but I also think like Pandemic Legacy is a great addition to it, because when you're done playing the Legacy version, you can still play on the map, can you?
But I would rather just then play something else.
Okay, yeah, because
you
don't like Pandemic.
But you can, but it's just going to be a probably strange game.
Yeah. But I think it's nice because I also thought about putting legacy games in this list, but I was just like, how well does the game stand for like itself? So that is why I didn't do it, kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that is a great game.
So those are some games that we somehow call essential in our own different way. So let us know in the comments what you think about these. Or which list do you agree most with? What games do you agree most with? Do you think we're just stupid? Should we have called this just 10 random games in a list? And,
Let's do that next time.
Next gonna be top 10
Random games,
we found on Board Game Geek. Okay, so that is the end of the video. If you are still here and you have not subscribed, please do it now. It's free and it makes us happy. And you can also go to click the bell button so that you get notifications every time we put out a new video. If you like what we do and you have some money to spare, you can go to patreon.com and help us out. It's of course nothing we feel that you should do, just if you like what we do and you have the possibility, because everything here is going to be free forever.
Yes.
And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.